Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario 64, and in this episode we're actually going to be going on to our second full course of the game. But before we do that, I wanted to add a little note of something that I noticed just before I started this episode, is that really, if you think about it, wouldn't it be smart for Peach to have a contingency plan for Bowser's takeover? I mean, honestly, think about it. How many times has he kidnapped her by this point? Even though this game was made quite some time ago, to this point he had probably kidnapped Peach 5 or 6 times, if not more, depending on what games you consider canon and not. So, wouldn't it be smart for her to have a contingency plan in case he's brazen enough to attack her castle instead of trying to kidnap her while she's on vacation or something? Well, by going up to this room, reacting to the star power, the door slowly opens. Thank you, Mr. Narrator. This is actually Peach's bedroom, which, a bit misogynistic of her, I think, to put pictures of herself up in her bedroom. But there's a sign here on the wall. Let's go ahead and read that. Oh, come on. Mario, my castle is in great peril. I know that Bowser is the cause, and I know that only you can stop him. The doors in the castle that have been sealed by Bowser can be opened only with the star power. But there are secret paths in the castle, paths that Bowser hasn't found. One of those paths is in this room, and it holds one of the castle's secret stars. Find that secret star, Mario. It will help you on your quest. Please, Mario, you have to help us. Retrieve all the power stars in the castle and free us from this awful prison. Please. So apparently Peach left us this note before Bowser managed to seal her away inside the wall, and before she had a chance to enact her contingency plan. Contingency plan, you say? Well, she said that there was a secret passage in this room. Let's go ahead and jump into the right window, and it opens up a secret passage! With weirdly inappropriate music for a secret passage leading to a contingency plan of a princess. Welcome to Princess Toadstool's Secret Slide. There's a star hidden here that Bowser couldn't find. When you slide, press forward to speed up, pull back to slow down. If you slide really fast, you'll win the star. Which is actually misleading. There's 2 stars to win here on the slide, one for just finishing and one for sliding down really fast. We're just going to do the first one just for actually finishing it. Because this slide is actually... These slides are some of my favorite parts of this game, and I am so very, very glad that they managed to bring them back in Super Mario Galaxy. Oh, I love that so much. There's lots of coins here. You can usually grab enough to get yourself a 1-up. There's also a loose 1-up at some point. You saw that switch up at the top. We'll worry about that later. So 23 seconds, not bad. It has to be a lot better to get the time star, though. But you notice what we slid down into here at the end. It's basically just a brick wall concrete bunker. This was Peach's contingency plan. The next time Bowser tried to kidnap her, her plan was for the power of the stars or whatever else to stall him long enough so that she could jump into her secret slide, come down here into her secret bunker, and wait here until Mario came to rescue her. Obviously, Bowser never found this place. It would have worked, except she probably didn't have time to be able to jump into it. She had enough time to write us a note, but she didn't have time to jump through a window. Oh well, let's go ahead and get our star. So yep, it was quite a good contingency plan, Peach. Not only did you have a secret bunker that Bowser could not find, but you also hid 2 power stars down there, which is enough, apparently enough, to enable us to open at least two of the doors here on this first floor. Alright, so now that we have 6 stars, let's go ahead and go to this door right here. Reacting to the star power, the door slowly opens. The door opens slowly, your grammar is poor. Alright, so this is actually the second course here, and if you played Super Mario Galaxy, you probably recognize it. This is the Womps Fortress, or Womps Fortress. Either or. And there's actually another Toad in here. Let's go ahead and give him a chat. Chat him up.
It was Bowser who stole the stars! I saw him with my own eyes! He's hidden 6 stars in each course, but you won't find all of them in some courses until you press the cap switches. The stars you found will show on each course's starting screen. If you want to see some enemies you've already defeated, select the stars you've recovered from them.
So just some general course advice. Very, very much thanks, Toad. Despite your irritating voice, you are an officer and a gentleman. Let's go ahead and jump into world number 2, Womps Fortress. Star number 1, chip off Womp's block. So yes, hello! The Lakitu brothers cutting in with a live update on Mario's progress. He is about to learn a technique for sneaking up on enemies. This trick is this. He has to walk very slowly in order to walk quietly. And wrapping up filming techniques reported on earlier, you can take a look around using the C right, C left. Press C down to view the action from a distance. When you can't move the camera any further, the buzzer will sound. This is the Lakitu brothers signing off. And it's the last we will hear from the Lakitu brothers, thank goodness. Alright, so the sneaking mechanic, very simple. Just tilt the control stick, and if your control stick doesn't have a really big dead zone like mine happens to do, Mario will enter a sneaking animation, and you can then sneak up on sleeping enemies like this piranha plant over here. Surprise! Happy birthday. Alright, so there's a sign here. Let's go ahead and read it. Those piranha plants also give you blue coins, which makes this level actually one of the easiest to get 100 coins in. I'm sleeping because I'm sleepy. I don't like being disturbed. Please walk quietly. We did. We walk quietly and carry a big fist! So, let's go ahead and read this other sign over here. Let's see what this has to say. The shadowy star in front of you is a star marker. When you collect all 8 red coins, blah, 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 which we've already heard. Let's go ahead and run up this way. There we go. You can hook jump or backflip to get up here and skip this area down here with these enemies that are not named as far as I know, but I like to call them the Muppets because they've got these big googly eyes just like Muppets. And then this area, it's somewhat treacherous. You're going to want to try to avoid this if you're not comfortable with the controls yet, if this is your first time playing the game. Let's go ahead and look at this one right here. There are special caps in the red, green, and blue blocks. Step on the switches in the hidden courses to activate the cap blocks. So this is another one of those cap blocks, just like the red one that we saw in the last course. And these are Womps. Womps are different creatures. They're both pretty much the same except for a couple of consonants, though Thwomps don't really usually move around all that much. They just kind of go up and down. That was close. Alright, so yeah, if you were to skip out, if you were to skip the do a hook jump to skip, you wind up here, obviously. The path is narrow here. Easy does it. No one is allowed to on top of the mountain. And if you know what's good for you, you won't wake anyone who's sleeping. Move slowly, tread lightly, and carry a big fist. So let's go ahead and sort of stroll our way up these stairs here. You can also crawl to sneak up on enemies. That's the second of its 2 uses. It has a third use that's not really all that useful, but let's go ahead and knock this piranha plant out. Yeah, the crawling has 3 uses. It makes you move slowly. You know, it helps if your control stick's all worn down because that gives you another option. And we're running. Let's do this sign here. Caution, narrow bridge. Cross slowly. You can jump to the edge of the cliff and hang on, and you can climb off the edge if you move slowly. When you want to let go, either press Z or the control stick in the direction of Mario's back. To climb up, press up on the control stick. To scurry up quickly, press the A button. Alright, so let's go ahead and cross this little plank here. And take this piranha plant out because he ignores my face. And that did not make any sense whatsoever. Alright, so we just fell, and I can demonstrate the fact that there's another part of this level that actually wraps around the other side here. There's a cannon here that we can't activate yet, and see there's an area down there that we could go to if we want to, but we're going to be visiting that later. Probably saw Power Star up there. That's not the Power Star we want to get yet. For the Power Star we want to get, it's up at the very tippy top of Womps Fortress, and we're going to want to go up there first. Which, honestly, for a fortress, this place isn't much of a fortress. I mean, for a Womp, that's one of those creatures back there, you can see him kind of waddling around with the bandage on him. Yeah, I guess it is a fortress, but that's just because they probably have a really hard time with stairs. So, my guess is that this was originally a different fortress for a different, they probably took it over from whoever had it in the first place. Whether it was bob-omb buddies or some other friendly race that, they no longer harbor. So let's go ahead and run right at this guy, let him fall on his face, and then slam his back and take him down. There's another sign over here. Let's go ahead and read this. Observation platform. Press C up to look around. Don't miss anything. Press R to switch to Mario's camera. It always follows Mario. Press R again to switch to Lakitu's camera. Pause the game and switch the mode to fix the camera in place while holding R. Give it a try. Let's go ahead and, well, there's another sign here. I almost missed this one. Climbing's easy. When you jump at trees, poles, or pillars, you grab them automatically. Press A to jump off backward. To rotate around the object, press right or left with the control stick. When you reach the top, press up to do a handstand, and then do a high styling dismount. We've heard this one already. So we can go ahead and climb to the top of this pillar, and this kind of introduces you, this flagpole, introduces you to the idea that there's actually sometimes one-ups hidden at the tops of pillars and poles and trees and stuff like that. Now, we could jump off from here to get to the top, but I want to show as much of Womps Fortress as we can. Ow. So let's go ahead and run around here where those arrows are so helpfully pointing us. Even though apparently we're not welcome up at the top of the fortress, apparently the Womp leader, whoever his name is actually just as bad a villain as the Bob-omb King. You see what Bowser has to deal with?
Oh, it makes me so mad. We build your houses, your castles, we pave your roads, and still you walk all over us. You never say thank you? No. Well, you're not going to wipe your feet on me. I think I'll crush you just for fun. Do you have a problem with that? Just try to pound me, wimp. Ha!
So we have to beat this guy the same way we've beaten his minions down below. Running straight at him, let him fall on his face, and then slamming in the back. Obviously, he's going to stand up now because Nintendo has to do everything in threes, so you have to hit him 3 times, just like we had to throw the Bob-omb King down 3 times to be able to beat him, but 3 ground pounds and he's done.
No, crushed again. I'm just a stepping stone after all. I won't grovel. Here, you win. Take this with you.
And once again, an honorable opponent. It seems to me like these minions all have an F in evil, and yet they don't seem like such bad guys after they get rid of the power stars. Interesting.
Here we go!
Yippee! Chip off Womp's block. Completed. So let's go ahead and jump right back in. We have 7 power stars. We only need 1 more to open the door that the Toad said was Princess was hiding behind. To the top of the fortress! Alright, so now that we've actually beaten Womp, for some reason that enabled a whole new section of the fortress to be put up at the top there. So now our goal is to get up there. Let's go ahead and jump up here. Now this slope is just horizontal enough, or just smooth enough a gradient so that Mario can climb up it without having to worry about that. That's another way you can take those piranha plants out. If you're running at them full speed, you can just press B to dive attack into them, and they'll just go down. They're not that big of a threat. And you can also skip this just by long jumping if you manage to run across that pole without any worries. So, ignoring you, go ahead and climb up here on this lift, and then we can climb up here and see this game's one and only instance of a bullet bill. Unfortunately, you can't jump on them in this game. And it's really, honestly, there's no reason for it to be here. I mean, it does home in on you, like a bullet bill, like most bullet bills in like Mario Galaxy, for instance, but there's absolutely no reason for it to be here. It doesn't, deter you from doing anything. I mean, sure, if you run around to this side of the fortress top here, it's not even going to shoot at you. It doesn't even know that you're here. Sorry about that. Yeah, it just seems like there's, obviously there's so much wasted potential in having bullet bills in a game and then not using them for anything. Well, they'd more than get their use out of them for Super Mario Galaxy, especially in the Bowser levels, so I'm not complaining. I won't gravel. So we can go ahead and jump our way up to the top here. You may remember this is sort of like the lighthouse in Donkey Kong 64, except the platform's a lot easier to jump on. And then right up here at the very tippy top of the fortress is our another power star.
Here we go!
Yippee! Alright, and we've got 8 power stars now. You've recovered 8 of the power stars. Now you can open this door with the big star. Bowser's just ahead. Can you hear the princess calling? That was a really bad take on that voice. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, in the next episode, we actually have enough stars now to go and face Bowser. Should we do it? I vote yes. What does the sign say? Sometimes you'll bump into invisible walls at the edge of the painting worlds. If you hit a wall while flying, you'll bounce back. Well, thank you for telling me about your game's limitations, Nintendo. Thank you very much. You could even call this like the name dropper for invisible walls in video games. This makes it canon. There are invisible walls in Mario's world. Invisible walls, people. Think of it. See you next time, folks. Good night.